Welcome back to MalaYaps episode 4. I'm your host today, Malachi Brown. Last episode, episode 3, was the modern day rappers episode featuring my buddy, Ms. The Goat. I'm a little bit off schedule for you guys. I promise to have videos posted every Wednesday. A lot's been going on, so I'm off schedule by one day, but at least I'm posting on Thursday today at 5 p.m. So you're welcome for that, you guys, and I'm so sorry in advance. The new episode for episode 5 will still be coming out next week on schedule every Wednesday still. The reason this episode was missed, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I know I promised you guys the anime episode and all that, but I had to push that back again. This time it wasn't Dev's fault. It wasn't Dev's fault this time, I promise. To start off, words can't really explain what the incident that happened, but I'll try to. For some people who follow me on Insta, know a little bit of a gist about it. For those who don't know, I'm gonna explain to you guys it entirely. Around, I want to say, January or February of this year, I decided I wanted to go into EMS, EMT, and level my way up to paramedic school. How I even got to that decision was schooling for. I was originally going to be a radiology technician, but schooling for it from at my school at least, and the schools in my area, the wait list was until 2029. So I wanted to back up because, I want to get on minimum wage. I want to start living my life. I want to start, getting money, move out with my girl, and do all that kind of stuff. So my best bet was to become an EMT and go to paramedic school, and I'd be getting the same amount of pay. I can branch off to any medical practice with the hospitals, and they pay for my schooling after I become a paramedic, and so on and so forth, and just keep leveling up. Excuse me, sorry. And I applied for the program. I got reference letters from top of the line people. I got into the program. We had a group intake. During that group intake, there was like around, I want to say 80 to 100 people in there, and they were only taking 40 candidates for the summer. And I, including myself, out of the 80 people, there was probably only 8 to 10 black kids, including myself, or 8 to 10 people of color in the program group intake. And I'm not trying to make this about race in the beginning because it shouldn't be. The program's not that diverse. I'm going to be probably very honest about that. But moving forward, to know you got accepted is if they invite you to the orientation. I was accepted and was invited to the orientation. So then I came back again for orientation moving forward. And coming to find out, I was the only person of color in the orientation because I had like top of the line reference letters from somebody who basically got me in there. From what I saw, maybe there was someone else that got in that's another person of color that I didn't see during orientation, but they did say if you don't show up for orientation, they're giving up your spot. So I don't know, maybe someone couldn't make it and they talked to them, but from what I saw that day, I was the only colored person. So they gave us a spreadsheet and of things we needed to do, get done, and pay for. Out of pocket, ourselves, we're paying around $600 to $800 for money orders, drug tests, screen tests, the uniform, shoes, and other supplies because we needed a watch, we needed boots, we needed all that. And instead of the school paying for it, they were having us pay for that and tuition as well. So like the estimated cost was around $2,400 to $2,800. And FAFSA does not accept this one. Does not pay for this program because it's like a shorter program than most programs at the school that they offer. So I wanted to get a scholarship for the program, so that way I didn't have to pay out of pocket. So if I didn't get a scholarship or any way, I wouldn't be able to go through the program, and I made that very clear. They said we can apply for scholarships on the websites. We can do this, we can do that. There are other ways form of payments. I immediately go to financial aid. I give them a call. They told me that I had a scholarship and I had money from the government coming in, and I had nothing to worry about. I was asking, do I need to sign up for any payment plans or anything? They said, nope, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be good. They just told me to call back in a couple of weeks, and before classes start May 18th. And they told me just call back in a couple of weeks to make sure everything's good, everything goes good. They'll process my payments, all that. I said, okay, bet. There are certain things I did not want to purchase yet, just in case things didn't go through. Now, I'm a person who likes to get this stuff done. I'm on top of everything, make sure I get everything done before any event or anything major that I know I need to have done. Excuse me. So I had my drug screening and drug test. I already paid for that, which was $200 to get my fingerprinting and drug screening and drug tests and everything like that. So I already spent that. But I did not want to spend the money for the uniform, the boots, and the other supplies that I needed before I knew everything was okay. Because, I don't know, I guess something in my mind or something in my stomach, my chest was telling me, like, something's not adding up, something's not right. So then, I keep checking the school dashboard to see if they put my classes for the EMS program on my schedule for the summer. It wasn't on there. So then I email the instructors and everybody because my drug screening, drug processing were cleared. Everything I had need to turn in was clear. They made it very clear that I had everything done. Like everything for me was done. And I sent them an email saying, hey, about class registration. Did you guys want us to do it, or are you guys going to register the classes for us for the program? Do we have to worry about anything like that? Do I have to do anything for that? I get emailed back the next day. They told me, nope, you're good. We do all of that. I said, okay, bet. So I just left it be, went on about my day. I was just working, making sure still didn't want to buy the uniform until I saw like my class schedule. Everything was down pat. Everything was down good. But I was working. I just kind of let it pass my mind after a couple of weeks, and wasn't thinking about it too much. Then a couple weeks later, I still don't see my classes on there. So I'm like, something's not right. And I also don't see any scholarship money or funding in my account when the classes start. So I'm like, something's not right. So then I'm already on the phone with my girl. I'm telling somebody like, hey, this doesn't seem right. I'm going to make a call to the college real quick. She says, okay. I hang up the phone with her and I call the school. I called, and the lady on the phone had told me that she looked at my account. She told me that the money I was promised, scholarship, government funding, whatever it was, I'm no longer receiving those funds, and I'm no longer getting any scholarship because they didn't register for me for my classes on the deadline. So I'm like, wait, what? That makes no sense because they register me for my classes and they are on the school. Like they are part of the school. They're the instructors, so that's on them. So why did I get kicked off? So they told me that I don't have any of the government funding back. So I'm like, wow, okay. So then I called my counselor. I'm calling everybody. I'm calling my counselor, the dean, Michael Cador. I'm calling a bunch of people. And at the dean, well, first I called my counselor. She told me we're gonna get this situated. She's gonna make a few phone calls to get me the funding. I called the dean to ask. And then I called financial aid again, and they had told me that yeah, they see the block on my account, and they just told me that this is a roadblock, and maybe this EMS program is just not for me, and just told me best of luck to you, and that I should just move on and pick something else to do. So I was like, wow, okay. So I had the school telling me that. Let me talk to the EMS coordinator dean. So I called the dean, and he didn't really take me seriously. He was just like, okay, I see you're upset. We'll figure this out. He said the best he could do was have me pay half the tuition in May and the other half in June with a payment plan. That would have been like $1,200 in May, $1,200 in June, out of pocket from me. So I'm like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. So then I'm scrambling. I'm making calls to everybody that day. I'm moving around. I'm going hectic. I'm going crazy. So the camera cut out, but like as I was saying, I was scrambling to find funds to pay for it out of pocket. Then my financial advisor, she contacted me, or not my financial advisor, my counselor, my school advisor. She came to me. She said the funds are on the way. Everything's okay. So then I was like, "Whew, okay." I dodged a bullet. I got the money back. Oh, excuse me. And later that day, I was at work. The dean called me, and I answered the phone. And at first, I was gonna be like, "Well, I already got the funds, but I wanted to hear what he had to say." He said, and I quote, "Hey Malachi, how are you doing? So it turns out we were the ones at fault. We did not schedule you for your classes. Turns out you were the only one who didn't get registered. Remember, only person of color in there. And he was trying to give me a apology funding, or like some way to pay for it, after he just told me that I had to pay for everything myself." And I dived deeper into it. It turned out the person who was registering people for classes registered everybody, didn't register me, and then quit. He quit after doing all that, what he did to me. And at that point, I just stopped making calls, stopped making emails for a bit. And I was thinking to myself for a while. I was thinking to myself, like, why did this happen to me and only me? Well, why, if you like, why did the staff tell me all of those things? And I don't know, I felt kind of like, distraught, disgusted, and disappointed because I was so excited to do it. And that weekend, I just started thinking to myself, and I was just not happy at all that weekend. And the point wasn't even the funds anymore. The point was that if I didn't bring this up last minute, I wouldn't have gone to school because of an error they made and how they were so careless with my classes, my registration, and my thing when I was like the main one being on top of everything. And so after talking with my mom, my girlfriend, my family, and everybody else, I decided not to go. I no longer accepted the offer. I sent the email out to everybody. And the next weekday, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I went to go talk to my advisor and my sponsor after everything that happened. My sponsor at first, he didn't know what happened. So he was saying he was disappointed in me for dropping out or upset with me that I did so. But then he started making calls and then he found out the full story and what happened. And he was no longer upset with me, he was upset with them. So now he said he was going to bring this up to the president of the college and make an example of what was happened. And ever since then, I haven't really known what to do with my life. I've been kind of unhappy for the past couple of days, which is why this podcast episode is coming out late. I didn't know what to do. I had envisioned in my head a plan, how to make money, when to move out, at what age I was gonna move out, when I was gonna start making money, when I was gonna start living my adult life and moving out and doing all of this. But it kind of like just all fell down. And I don't know what to do ever since then. So my friends tell me to move on, keep doing YouTube, see where that takes you and whatnot. But I hope it takes me somewhere. But like, I always need a backup in case things don't work. And I know people say, look for the opportunity, look for the best, look for all this. But like, I'm trying to be optimistic, but it's kind of hard with everything that's been happening. I know most of my podcast episodes are like happy, funny stories or whatnot. This is kind of like a dreading, sad story, and I apologize for that. This won't be a normal. This won't be something that happens. I just wanted to share this story with you guys and explain what's been going on. I'm still going to next episode. I will make. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be happy. It's gonna be great. But it's people in this world put up walls, roadblocks in a way to stop you from doing the things that you love or doing something that would better yourself. And sadly, I was the person who got affected by those people. And it's sad to say that it really didn't mess with me. But moving forward this summer, this next school term, and during YouTube, all that, I'm just gonna live my life, stop trying to start my career right now. Well, I'm still gonna be doing this, and just have fun with my life and stop worrying about these kind of things for right now, because it'll come eventually. But it's sad to see the plan that you made for your life get ruined because of people. That's really all it is. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I'm so sorry to bring the mood down. That's my bad. What I promised, next episode and next video is actually coming out, will make you guys laugh, make you guys happy, and just get you away from all of this. Thank you so much for everybody's support with this. And I'll see you guys on the next MalaYaps episode. Stay tuned for that every Wednesday at 5 p.m. And I hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you guys later.